Oh, well, looky here. So original. Past Haunts Waterfront by Mel Hayes. Yeah, it talks about how Kelly Kramer was the one that drove Blair and Thornhart off the road. And look at this. Come here. Turns out Asa, he's been buying up every last ounce of waterfront property in East Landview, and little Drew Buchanan, turns out he's a schemer, scammer guy from Tennessee. Wow. Well-written old news. Seems the Banner's making a specialty of it these days. Yeah, Briggs, it's me. Listen, how come our story on... Get your own. How come our story on Armitage doesn't have one word about how Patrick was grilled by the police and what he did or did not say? I happen to know that Alex's fingered him as the bomber. Oh, never mind how I know. How come our readers don't know? Well, who's the best police beat reporter we have? Her? Really? All right, we'll get her on it. I want a story. And I want Thornhart and handcuffs in the same lead. What? Look, it's not like I'm setting up an innocent man. Patrick Thornhart is a killer. Yeah, I consider this a public service. I'm sure you laugh. Patrick Thornhart is going down. So's the sun on his beloved Ireland. They probably have heard about Armitage by now, which means I should be hearing from my pal Keneally. And he can earn the £1 million that I laid on him by doing his duty for justice.
Good evening, sir.
Time was the prisoner had stand when the warden entered the room.
Ah, there's progress for you.
It's just information that was so important to give me.
By an astounding coincidence, I happen to know the police commissioner of the town where this heinous crime took place.
Well?
I'm sure he'd be grateful for any help the Irish authorities, namely you, could give in apprehending the savage that did it.
You know who bombed that boat?
Oh, a highly educated guess wouldn't be out of order, would it? May I? Landview, Pennsylvania. A wretched town, but it's called home by a certain Irishman. A young bucko who has the knack of being in the vicinity of yachts that go kaboom in pieces, along with their press lord owners.
What's his name?
I should be surprised if you didn't get a special commendation for your swift action in this matter.
Sergeant, would you leave us for a moment, please?
Yes, sir.
What do you want?
Amazing how two men who speak the same language can get along, isn't it?
I said, what do you want?
A transfer. Oh, not that you don't run an exemplary little hellhole here, but simply I prefer a less institutional institution with none of those surly companions, and where I would have a cell with a window from which I could gaze at the moon. Did I ever tell you the legend of the Inishcrag moon?
You didn't, Daft.
Anything but, Mr. Pike.
This isn't just prison gossip. Your information's good.
Try it and see.
All right. What you have leads to an arrest. I'll arrange for your transfer.
Splendid. Who says the penal system is broken and can't be fixed?
You just tell me this transplanted Irishman's name.
Oh, man. Hey, come on, how many times are you gonna read that thing? I don't know, I guess until I believe it. You know? Why here? Why now? No. It's more like, why not? Hey, you got a crime to commit? Hey, you know, right here. Commit it right here in beautiful old Landview. Please. You know, chipboard murders, our specialty. Hostage takers. Come on, everybody's welcome.
Hank, listen, I don't think it's going to do our staff's morale any good to hear you in here.
Yeah, right. And so what about my morale, huh? Believe me, it's as shredded as that dinner jacket Armitage wore when that bomb went off. I hate these, man. I hate these.
Hank, listen, if it's any consolation, I want you to know I got every available officer working on this case. I'm also in constant contact with the FBI, the ATF.
Right, which means that they're breathing down your neck to make a quick arrest. Otherwise, let them take over the investigation, right?
Oh, do I smell chips?
Well, come on in, detective.
Detective? Well, I must really be in trouble.
Andy, I think you know what Hank and I think of you and of your work.
Yeah, right. Most of the time.
This has to do with what happened with Alex, doesn't it?
Yes. She literally got away with murder. And the sad fact of the matter is, it's your fault.
Wait a minute. You're the one who dropped the charges against Alex, not me.
Andy.
And it never would have happened if you didn't blow what little case I might have had. And if you don't want to hear how, well, then just maybe you would prefer a suspension instead. Wouldn't be your first.
Oh. Well, I guess I do know what you think about my work.
Hey, guys, come on, please. Look, none of us are happy about this, okay? Let's not turn it ugly.
Look, Alex got off because she was the victim of an illegal arrest.
Alex, a victim?
You pulled your weapon when you followed her into that abandoned beauty parlor, didn't you?
That's right.
Well, then the moment you pulled that .38 from its holster, you violated her constitutional rights.
Her right to what? To kill a police officer? She could get the jump on one?
Alex wasn't armed.
Oh, I didn't know that. What, was I just supposed to stroll into this beauty parlor like all I expected was a quick trim?
You drew your weapon without probable cause to do so.
I went into a dark, abandoned building to find a murderer.
But Alex wasn't a suspect at the time.
I had my suspicions.
Suspicions don't count.
I did nothing wrong.
The law states that without explicit threat to a police officer, clear and present danger, weapons are not to be drawn.
And Andy's was.
That's right, which constitutes a de facto arrest. But since it was groundless,
Oh, come on,
it was
come
an
on,
unlawful
come on.
detention, making anything and everything that Alex said at that time inadmissible in court.
She copped to Carlo Hesser's murder. How she did it, why, everything.
It doesn't matter. I mean, her confession, gone, out the window. Conviction, goodbye.
Okay, what would you have done? Would you have gone in there with your hands in your pockets?
Look, I'm not saying that I like this.
She had her gun on me most of the time. Now, that's not clear and present danger.
Well, considering that it was your gun that she got a hold of, and only after you had held it on her, the argument could be made that you set the example. Or that you freaked her out so much that she had to do something so drastic in response.
I can't believe this. I was just trying to be a good cop.
You are a good cop. You are. I don't think any of this should have sprung Alex.
Yeah, well, Martin Luther King shouldn't have been gunned down.
But
he was.
Andy did exactly what every member of the LPD is trained to do. Proceed with caution every step of the way. Protect yourself at all times.
Now, maybe we could protect ourselves from the law.
She used the heads-up judgment that keeps police officers alive.
I realized that. But it wouldn't have hurt if I had something else to build a case on. But what I had was no physical evidence, a discredited witness in Asa Buchanan, and a witness who disappeared in Mortimer Byrne. Now, you put that all together, and what do you got? Zero. Alex's confession to you, detective, was my only card.
Now you can't play it.
I think Alex should be indicted.
Yeah, well, as rotten as this job may seem at the moment, it's still mine. And so is that decision.
Okay? All right.
Look, you know, I would be a fool to waste the time and the taxpayers' money on a case that I know that I cannot win.
So Alex wins. She walks.
For murder? Yeah. But I'm still gonna hit her with a big, fat kidnapping charge for holding you hostage.
Well, good luck making it stick because she waltzes away from everything we throw at her.
Okay, well, listen. You leave Alex to me, okay? You just make sure that whoever planted that bomb on the Armitage yacht doesn't copy Alex's song and dance routine. Now, I'm doing court. Who knows? Maybe I'll even win.
Some fun, huh?
I'm really sorry, Bo.
You did what you thought was best.
And I screwed up. You know, God, it just seems like I'm always screwing everything up, and then I'm apologizing and asking for a second chance.
I still need a good cop on the Armitage case.
You got one. I hope that Patrick doesn't turn out to be the perp. Yeah, I'll catch you later. And, thanks.
Hank Gannon's office. No, this is Commissioner Buchanan. You glad it's me? What do you mean? What? Why would the warden from Dunleary Prison be calling me?
Where the hell is Stan? She told me to come down here, and now she's not here.
She got called away on an emergency, and she asked me to cover for her.
Well, what's the story? Is something wrong with Star?
No.
And what's with you? You strung out, or is this some kind of a fashion statement?
I'm fine. Just tired.
Oh, and up late last night with Patrick. I can see you now dancing a jig until dawn.
Why would we do that?
To celebrate, you know, ding dong, the rich is dead.
But you mean Guy Armitage?
Sir Toast himself. Good riddance to bad Brits, I'd say. Oh, come on, Marty. Everybody in town knows that Patrick couldn't stand Guy. Probably wrote a poem to commemorate the great day.
Not every person wishes the worst for their enemies.
That's what enemies are for. I saw Patrick deck Armitage. He can't be that broken up.
I thought you came because you were anxious to hear what Dr. Sands had to say.
I am.
It is Star.
Well, what's going on?
It's good news. Actually, it couldn't be better.
What is it?
Her stem cells are growing. She's out of danger for infection. The transplant has taken. In fact, she's doing so well, you could probably take her home tomorrow.
Hey, Shorty. Hey, guess what? Fuzzy gets to go home tomorrow, and you know who he's taking with him? You. Honest, no more piped-in air or spacesuits. Get to be my little girl again. Our little girl. You know, we should tell your mom that you're coming home, huh? Maybe you're right. Maybe a phone call isn't special enough. You know what? We'll write her a letter. We will, and we don't need a stamp, right? We'll just we'll fax it right to her hospital in Philadelphia. Well, a lot of really good things are happening. You know, you're coming home. Thornhart will be nothing but a bad memory. And maybe when your mom gets home, she'll want to stay there. Okay. Dear Mom, Dad just came in and told me that I get to go home soon. I miss you. Daddy does too. What am I thinking? All this mushy stuff. You know, kid, whether you like it or not, your dad is Todd Manning, so Daddy says will try and see you soon. Love and kisses. Star. Anything else you want to add? You know, I think you're right. I think it's pretty good just the way it is.
Why don't you let me do
No, it's nothing.
that? God, I can't even drink a cup of coffee without lousing it up.
Come on, don't you think you're kind of being tough on yourself, huh? It wasn't your fault.
No, it's no excuse. Look, I know police procedure better, just as well as anybody else in the department, but did I follow it? No.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Andy, you know...
No, you know what? All I had to do was shout in at Alex. Tell her I was there and that I wanted her to come out. I mean, it's what any rookie cop learns in a potential arrest situation, is to identify yourself. I didn't even bother.
You are not a robot.
Well, it's too bad, because if I performed the way that I was supposed to and she didn't answer or show herself, then I would have had my probable cause. Even the Supreme Court would have green-lighted me pulling my gun.
You know what? Come here. You gotta stop this.
No, you know what really kills me? Is that I watched you go through some god-awful trial for a crime that you didn't commit because I did follow procedure.
Okay. Enough.
No, and then, you know, when I saw you burn your shirt in Angel Square, I bagged it and tagged it like a good little cop. It was my diligence that put you under arrest. And now a real killer is gonna walk, because I couldn't remember the law equivalent of 2 + 2 = 4.
Everybody makes mistakes. Besides, it's better that you went into that beauty parlor ready for the worst than be carried out of it because you weren't.
That's what I tried to tell Hank, along with a couple other excuses.
So you just apologize and move on, and everybody will understand.
Oh, God, Carlotta, there's just so much to apologize for. I mean, it wasn't bad enough that I went into this beauty parlor, but I let Alex get the jump on me and get my gun away.
Hey, and Nestor Soto took Benny's gun away right over there a few weeks ago. All right, it's an occupational hazard.
Well, maybe. If I'm going to have an occupation, then I'm going to have to prove that I can handle my job all over again. I mean, to Bo, to the LPD, myself.
Well, that's no problem. Cops don't come better than you.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And I know how you'll prove it, too. You're gonna nail another murderer. The one who blew away Guy Armitage.
This is madness.
This may be serious, yes. Other than that, Bo wouldn't have called us.
Well, he asked you to come.
Well, he didn't need to. You know, when the police commissioner calls an attorney and informs her that he's about to pay a visit to her client, it's as good as an engraved invitation.
Any idea what's on his mind?
No, but it drained the last drop of a smile out of his voice.
I don't know what this is about. I have no idea. I answered all the questions that the police asked me, and I don't know what he could ask of me now.
I don't either. And if I did, I wouldn't be so nervous. Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Nora. What's going on? Hey.
Well,
Hi.
I have to push our lunch back.
My.
Bo is coming over for a little visit.
Anything wrong? Any more news on the bombing?
Well, that's what we're waiting to find out. Ah.
Looks like the wait is over.
We can do this one-on-one if you like.
Well, I'm not leaving.
Oh, well, it's up to you, Patrick, but we don't keep secrets from one another.
Okay, fair enough. Does the name, Lord Alfred Whiting mean anything to you?
Yes. It's another British publisher of the same stripe as Guy Armitage. And they went to the same place, straight to hell. Whiting died when his yacht blew up, the River Shannon, 12, 13 years ago.
You seem pretty familiar with the particulars in this case.
I am?
How so?
I lived in Wicklow at the time.
Wicklow.
My dad was the head groom, the estate where I grew up, County Wicklow.
And Lord Whiting's estate was in Wicklow, too?
Yes.
Bo, if you're so interested in Irish geography, there's always an atlas. Is there some point to these questions?
Yeah, there's a point to them.
Do you want to share it with us?
Sure. I'd like to know if Patrick was involved in Lord Whiting's death.
What if the perp does turn out to be Patrick?
Who blew up the boat? Not a chance.
Well, all of the evidence seems to be pointing in his
Hey,
direction.
listen, Hank had all the evidence he needed to prove I killed Carlo. When in fact, there was only one thing he didn't have. The truth.
I know.
So if there's anyone that understands that a ton of proof doesn't necessarily prove anything, it's us.
I know. I just can't help but worry.
Yeah, well, remember this. What a person has in here counts too. Patrick's no killer.
After Christmas, there's only two kinds of mail. Bills and more bills. Oh, and the occasional letter for my son.
It's from Justice for All.
About your grant application, which I'll
Chicken.
Oh, come on. There's nobody who's more deserving than that loan than you. So open it.
My mom.
If you're not going to open it, I will.
Okay. All right. Okay. And the winner is... Drum roll, please. Antonio Vega. I'm a finalist. They want to come to Lamb and interview me here.
Oh, right. You see, that's right. What's in here does matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's open.
Todd Manning, an open door policy? How strange.
What are you doing here?
I called your office and they told me you were working at home, but they didn't tell me you were having a conference.
Not bad, huh?
Pretty cute.
Guess he thinks you're cute, too.
Whoa. Who wound him up?
He's just showing off.
Wow. What's his name?
I don't know. He flew in my window, and he didn't have a wallet on him, so I couldn't check his driver's license. You always just show up unannounced?
Usually. I dropped by instead of calling because I figured you'd tell me to stay away.
You think I won't tell you to stay away in person?
No, you won't do that.
No?
I'm far too irresistible in person. Especially when I'm after something.
Why do I think that there's going to be money involved in this?
Maybe because you're right.
What, you got an armored truck parked out front?
You requested my services to make sure the murder charge didn't stick to Alex. It didn't, and I did. So I'm here to reap the benefits of a job well done.
If you do say so yourself.
Absolutely. And one thing is that you didn't request my services to defend her when she was questioned about the Armitage bombing. So we will need to discuss my bonus fee.
So you do have an armored truck parked out front. I don't believe a bonus ever came up, counselor.
Not in so many words.
Not in any words.
Is this going to be a difficult negotiation?
That depends.
As long as I end up satisfied. I do find it hard to believe that a man of your stature would begrudge me fair compensation after all the success I've given you.
Seems to me Alex is the one who came out on top.
Oh, I disagree. I mean, you do have exclusive rights to her story after underwriting her defense. I'm sure you've more than recouped your investment.
Where'd you get that?
Facts and figures. I mean, the Sun's readership is up, so the ads must also be selling upwards. Your paper's making more money. I'm sure you can afford to pay me.
You've done your homework.
Well, I don't have much else to do.
You're not going to bill me for all the ice cream you had to stay home alone and eat, are you?
If you wanted petty, you should have hired Nora Buchanan.
I'm not going to make that mistake again. I did that once.
That's right. That's right. Let's see. She defended you on your rape trial.
Defended me. She rolled over on me. She took a nosedive to make sure that I was punished. Now, what else did your little muckraker friend Kevin shovel at you? Sorry.
It's okay.
He dumped you.
Horrible word and accurate.
Yeah, well, he's better off. What's he, with Cassie Carpenter now, the minister's wife? Ex-wife, whatever you want to call her?
Yeah, Kevin's lover pretty much sums it up for me.
Yeah, well, you're better off without them. You're much too on the ball to be hanging out with two goo-goo-eyed losers.
That's right. I am smart. Smart enough not to make the same mistake twice. That's why I've decided I'm not going to get anywhere near any guy who I even remotely like.
And I thought that I was the biggest cynic in town.
Ah, no. I'm not cynical. I'm just, practical.
So what, you just get what you want and that's all? The rest is garbage?
Exactly. Do you want to hear my new philosophy of love?
Sure.
It's as easy to fall in love with a man who can open doors for you as it is to fall for one who'll slam them in your face.
Maybe easier. If you're as practical as you say.
Have you been sneaking caffeine? What you're saying is insane.
Believe me, honey, I would be fine with that.
Where did you hear this from? Who told you this?
May I continue?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I got a call this afternoon from the warden at Dunleary Prison in Ireland, and he told me that one of his inmates is a guy named Thomas Keneally.
So?
So when Keneally found out that Guy Armitage had been killed, he went to the warden, this Warden Pike, and he told him a couple of things. First, he pointed out the similarities between the Armitage bombing and the one that did this Lord Whiting in.
Oh.
And secondly, he claims that Patrick played a role in Whiting's death.
Well, this is crazy. How can you believe anything that Keneally would say?
You can't. You can't possibly. Patrick was responsible for putting that man behind bars. An accusation from him means zilch.
Not necessarily.
Well, was your finger pointing Mr. K present when Lord Whiting's yacht blew up?
No.
All right, then.
But when you consider what Keneally did for a living, it's plausible that he knew quite a bit about how it happened.
Oh, come on, please. This man is serving how many consecutive life sentences? 4 or 5? Largely because Patrick blew the whistle on him, blew his cover. And you call him plausible?
I can't just ignore this information, honey.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Thomas Keneally is coming up with all of this hooey to get revenge on Patrick, pure and simple. I mean, it's utterly self-serving. I can't believe that you took this bait.
We're not in a courtroom right now, so you can stop grandstanding, okay? Just relax.
I am relaxed. Aren't you relaxed?
No. I've got the FBI, the ATF, and the international media breathing down my neck right now. They're scrutinizing every single thing I do. I'm living under a microscope now every day.
You know how Patrick feels.
Yes,
then.
I know how Patrick feels, and believe me, I wish that phone hadn't rung today, but it did, and so now I'm here. And I'm still waiting for an answer.
Then you can see how ridiculous this is. Keneally tried to blow us up, Patrick and me. He locked us in a room and rigged a bomb and took off. You can't take a word that man says for anything.
If I took his word, I would be here to arrest Patrick right now, not ask him questions, all right? I got a tip, and I have to follow up on that.
Fine, well, you can follow it, but it won't lead anywhere, because Patrick has never had anything to do with the bomb. Ever.
Good. Then I'll take that as the answer for now. Anyway.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Patrick, look, you know the drill, huh? Don't leave town.
We're being awfully quiet, aren't we?
I suppose so.
Something you want to tell me?
No, I can't think of anything.
Well, if you do think of something, you'll let me know.
Yeah.
Because the best way to blow one's defense is to hold out on one's attorney. And if you don't believe that, you can ask Todd Manning. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
If it is.
It's like the bar car on the Metroliner.
You're in an unusually good mood. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen you in a good mood.
Well, my kid's never gotten better from aplastic anemia before.
Star's all better?
Yeah. She's coming home tomorrow.
Oh, that's great, Todd. Congratulations. Al día más brillante de tu estrellita. To the littlest star's brightest day.
Yeah. Boy, you hungry? I've got some, got some cheese crackers here.
Are those yours or the parrots?
Oh, no, these are mine. His are under the hassock.
Oh. It's nice to see that you're not snooty even with all this money.
What are you talking about? I paid thousands for those cheese crackers.
Speaking of thousands.
All right. Feed the bird, pay the lawyer.
That's right. We have some business to discuss.
On the matter of your fee.
And my bonus.
Which we never discussed.
But which is eminently fair.
Or maybe so. Why don't you send me a bill and I'll pay it.
What? No hardball, no haggling?
It's this miserable good mood of mine. It's ruining everything. And you did a good job. I don't say that to lawyers much. Anybody else, for that matter.
I'm flattered, thank you.
You planning to stick around? I mean, in case I need you.
Oh, my specialty is criminal law, not corporate.
Yeah, I know.
What, have you got another friend in trouble, or could it be you this time?
I've done a lot of things that weren't so smart.
I thought you hated those things.
I do. I'm just used to them. So, Patrick, he clammed up on this Whiting business, huh?
Pretty much. I don't like the way it's making me feel about his connection to our bombing.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, come on, let's face it. Armitage, he was a stone-cold Irish hater. And Patrick, he did cold cart the guy.
Yeah, but that was more like a barroom brawl. That wasn't a prelim to a murder,
You sure?
I used to be.
Yeah, well, what can you be certain of anymore?
Chips? Don't tell Nora. I guess Patrick could have done this. It's not that I take Keneally's word for what happened to Whiting, as gospel. I mean, he's got every reason in the world to stick it to Patrick. Then there's the physical evidence that we found at Patrick's place.
Could have been planted.
Yeah, and then there's Alex's testimony. There's unreliability personified.
Did forensics ever get back with you on anything else?
No, but I'm gonna stay on.
Yeah. Well, why can't just one good thing happen, I mean, just one.
Don't you wave your badge at me. My son is in there and I'm damn well going to see him.
You think I'd live if I jumped out that window?
Oh, you know what this is?
An interruption?
Your brother is an assassin, a Judas.
Don't tell me that the Banner told the truth again.
Don't get smart with me, Bo. You and Clint are on very shaky ground, and I've had it up to here, with the two of you throwing monkey wrenches in my business plans any chance you get.
If your business plans include turning Drew into some money-grabbing sleaze, I'm gonna get in the way of them, Pa.
Then I'm gonna straighten you out, boy. There was a family meeting today, at my place. You be there, or you'll be sorry. Hank?
Ace.
I'm already sorry. Some of the time I'm sorry I'm your son, you egotistical, arrogant, smug crank. What?
Nothing. I'm just feeling better, that's all.
I don't want anything, thank you.
It'll be fine.
Will it? You never answered Beau's question.
Are you asking me the same one now?
Yes. I don't believe this.
Lord Whiting. Lord Whiting, I haven't heard that name in a long time. But he was made from the same mold as Armitage, and like Armitage, he got what he deserved.
How can you say that? These men are dead.
And how many deaths are they responsible for? Margaret, good God, my country is soaked with the blood of people that wanted freedom, got butchered for their right for freedom. And here you have the likes of the Whitings and the Armitages, and they drum up more soldiers that want tighter control, brutality without end.
I don't want a speech. I want an answer, please. I need one. You're scaring me.
That's the last thing I want. I'm sorry, Margaret. I am. All right, you want an answer? Did I have anything to do with Guy Armitage dying? No, I did not.
That wasn't my question. That wasn't Beau's either. Tell me about the bomb that killed Lord Whiting.
The most truthful thing I can say to you is that you're better off not knowing.
Not knowing the truth? Oh, my God. Patrick, you did it, didn't you?